Hi everyone, before we start this video, I would like for you to go to my GoFundMe project, which are at the in the description below. If you want to go help me with one of these projects, please click the links below, and it will take you to that particular project. So please help me. I need your help. Thank you. God bless. On this episode of the Infowars News Blitz, Merkel faces mutiny over disastrous migrant policy. Trump slaps China with $50 billion in trade tariffs, and the anti-Trump texts from the lead FBI attorney are revealed. That and a lot more, so stay tuned. For the week of June the 18th, 2018. This is the first article today, and it's an article written by Westmonster. The title is called Merkel on the Brink in Germany, facing mutiny over disastrous migrant policy. Underneath it says, Merkel disagrees with sending migrants back to the border if they had already been registered somewhere on the asylum database, or have been previously been deported. Oh, shut up, you crazy son of a gun, you. Sorry about that. Angela Merkel is facing mutiny over her mad, dangerous open door migrant policy. As Westmonster reported earlier this week, Interior Minister Horst Seehofer was due to unveil a new 63-point immigration master plan, which was kicked into the long grass after a falling out with the chancellor. Merkel disagrees with sending migrants back to the border if they had already been registered somewhere as an asylum database or been previously deported. Seehofer wanted to reject such people at the border. Her sister party, the CSU, of whom Seehofer is leader, will face state elections later this year and are keen to hold on to as many seats as possible, which are being threatened by the AFD. Seehofer has been in talks with both Italy and Austria to form an axis of the willing to combat illegal immigration. Merkel is against the idea, given the fragility of her coalition. It won't take much mutineers to topple her. Things are changing across Europe, and things should change. This woman's gone nuts. I mean, look at her. Just look at her. And she thinks, and Germany isn't having none of it now. They want this thing done. And if they have to get rid of Merkel to do it, so be it. This woman's trying to destroy Germany as a whole and trying to destroy all of Europe. And I'm dead serious. If Germany wants to survive, they pretty much have to kick her to the curb. Literally. And figuratively. Onward to the second article here, and it's an article written by RT. The title is called Trump slaps China with $50 billion in trade tariffs on imports. Underneath it says, White House announces clampdown on unfair trade policies. Well, it is unfair. The White House has announced a 25% tariff on $50 billion worth of Chinese goods in what it calls a clampdown of unfair trade policy by Beijing. Thus, the U.S. Trade Representative Office said it issued a revised China tariff list covering 1,102 separate product goods. Since his election campaign, U.S. President Donald Trump has since pledged to cut the trade deficit between U.S. and China to curb Beijing's allegedly unfair trade policies. Trump has also accused China of stealing U.S. technology and intangible property. Nah, man, they were given that stuff. In the light of China's theft of intelligible property and technology and its other unfair trade policies, the U.S. will imply a 25% tariff on $50 billion goods from China that certainly industrially significant technologies, according to the White House statement. This includes goods related to China's Made in China 2025 strategy plan to dominate the emerging high-tech industries that will drive future economic growth for China, but hurt economic growth for the United States and so many other countries. These steps is expected to escalate trade tensions between the world's two biggest economies. Earlier, China officials warned of minor measures pledging to introduce import tariffs on U.S. goods such as automobiles, aircrafts, and soybeans. And hey, it's his campaign promise, and he's following these campaign promises. I'm surprised even he's doing this, but seriously, this on trade stuff has got to stop, and China's kicking and screaming, saying you can't do that, and Trump's like saying, hey man, whatever man, it's unfair. Oh, and here's Rob Do about that.
This came out the BBC about 3 minutes ago. Trump imposes 25% tariff on Chinese goods. So about a month ago, he said we were going to have tariffs. We're going to put tariffs on their products because they have tariffs on ours. The Chinese responded. They slapped tariffs back in April, early April. They slapped tariffs on 128 U.S. goods. So from Politico, China is moving forward with its plan to counter President Trump's new tariffs on steel, aluminum, levying duties that will take effect more than $3 billion in U.S. exports to the country. They said it would impose the retaliatory tariffs on 128 products. So they have a 15% tariff on American fruit and nuts and add a 25% on pork, recycled aluminum, and other goods. And the U.S. ships $1 billion in pork to China, making it the number 3 behind Japan and Mexico. And now we have Trump imposing a 25% tariff on 800 products that will come into effect on July 6th. Trump said they're essential to preventing further unfair trade practices of American technology and intellectual property to China, which will protect American jobs.
You see? There you go. And pretty much, Trump is just saying basically, look, trading your one-sided trade deals with us is over, okay? So cut the crap, man. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, that's what he's actually saying. Alright, folks, this episode right here is also written by Carolyn McBring. Title is called Viva la Resistance. Lead FBI attorney's anti-Trump texts are revealed. DOJ IG report exposes more anti-Trump bias from Mueller team. An FBI attorney who worked on the Russia investigation, Robert Mueller's Russia investigation, and the Hillary Clinton email investigation vowed to resist the Trump administration according to recent released emails. The lawyer is untethered in the Justice Department Inspector General report released Thursday, but the Daily Caller said he worked on the Hillary investigation and was the FBI's lead attorney on the investigation into Russian election interference. You're right. He was assigned to special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation soon after it began in May 2017 and left in late February of this year after some of his private emails were shared with the special counsel, they reported. On November 19th, 2006, the day after Trump elected, the attorney sent instant message to a colleague showing how upset he was about Hillary's loss. I'm numb. I'm so stressed about what I could have done differently, he said. When the attorney's colleague asked, is it making you rethink your commitment to the Trump administration? He said, hell no, Viva la resistance. The Inspector General asked the lawyer if the resistance committed comment meant he was going to fight back against the Trump administration, and he argued, that's not what I was doing. I just, again, like that. That's just like the entire. It's just my political view, terms, and my preference. It is not something along those lines, where certainly actions in order to, combat to or do anything like that. Man, but here's Darren McBring. Not Darren McBring, sorry folks, because I'm going over here. Here's John Bauer with that report.
IG report also outlines how Comey used his own Gmail account to handle FBI reports, even after being warned against it. Question is, if James Comey wasn't motivated by political bias, how do you explain the environment of the FBI agent's political bias surrounding the former FBI director? At the very least, I know they aren't Russians, but will the intelligence fixer Strzok and Page face prison for attempting to, quote, stop Trump? A clear usurpation of the presidential election of the democratically elected Donald Trump.
And although the law required no reason at all to fire an FBI director, the administration then chose to defame me and, more importantly, the FBI by saying that the organization was in disarray, that it was poorly led, that the workforce had lost confidence in its leader. Those were lies, plain and simple. First, I want the American people to know this truth. The FBI is honest. The FBI is strong. And the FBI is and always will be independent.
John Bound reporting for Infowars.com.
Okay, thank you. But this whole IG report here, I mean, you can take a look at it here. You can find the whole thing on Scripps. But this whole thing here is a complete disaster. This is a slap in the American people's face and a slap in America's face. I should say a slap on these crooks' hands and a slap in everybody else's face. I mean, no one's gonna go to jail for this. That's the real truth about all of this. And no one's gonna go to jail at all because of all this crap they were pulling. But this is appalling, and this is totally shows that there's more anti-Trump stuff in there. I mean, they were pretty pissed off. Now the whole Russian collusion delusion is now collapsing, and they can't do nothing about it. Well, that's all the articles I have for you today. If you'd like to read more about this article, please go to the link below or go to Infowars.com or PrinceBot.com. There you can find hundreds of articles just like those I have read for you today. This is the Info News Blitz. I'm Info Gotham. I have a 3 number 3. Please like, subscribe, and donate, and please help me on my GoFundMe projects. Thank you. God bless.